Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to answer question 2 of the THS practice paper 1 for core 1. This is made for candidates studying AQA but is suitable for other exam boards as well. For more information you can follow me at Mr_G_Walton or our school account at Dr. Maths. If you haven't got a copy of this paper you'll be able to download it from the comment section below. Okay, in question 2 then you're asked to do the following things. It says you're given that some function of x, f of x, is equal to 2x minus 5 and x plus 1 squares. First of all, we're asked to express f of x in the form ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. So some sort of cubic function. In order to do that, we're going to have to expand our brackets out. Part B asks us to sketch the graph. Okay, so let's first of all multiply out all the brackets that we can. There's something that we have to be very careful of here. We mustn't multiply 2x minus 5 by x plus 1 and then square it. We're going to have to multiply 2x minus 5 by x plus 1 and x plus 1 again. So before we do anything else, let's draw that out. So we've got 2x minus 5 multiplied by x plus 1 squared, which is x plus 1 again. And in order to multiply this out, we're going to use the same principles that we've used before when we're multiplying out pairs of brackets, but I'm going to split it up this time into two different chunks. First of all, I can either multiply these two brackets out first, okay, so I can multiply these, or alternatively, I can multiply the two here first. It actually doesn't make any difference which way we do it. You can do it either way. I think I'm going to multiply out the 2x plus 1 brackets just because I think I can probably do that a little bit quicker, but honestly it makes no difference. If you've done it the alternative way, don't worry about it. Okay, so that means I'm going to have 2x minus 5. I've not done anything with that. And then on the right hand side of my page, I'm just going to work out what happens if I have this bit. So x plus 1. So x times x is going to give me x squared. My outside pair, 1 multiplied by x, is going to give me an x. My inside pair, another x. And my last pair, 1 multiplied by 1 is plus 1. So this is going to give me the bracket x squared plus 2x plus 1. Notice I've collected my like terms together in the centre. Now I've got another two pairs of brackets. I know that my second bracket has got 3 terms in. All that this means is that I'm going to have to multiply the first term of this bracket by each of the 3 terms here, and the second term of this bracket by each of the 3 terms, taking it really carefully, and then I can collect all my like terms together afterwards. Okay, so let's do this. Let's multiply these things together. Okay, so 2x multiplied by x squared is going to give me 2x squared. 2x multiplied by 2x is going to give me 4x squared. Oops, I've made a mistake already. Let's just see if we can get rid of that. This is not 2x squared. 2x multiplied by x squared is 2x cubed. Okay, plus 4x squared. 2x multiplied by 1 is going to give me 2x. And then I'm now dealing with the minus 5 term. So minus 5 multiplied by x squared. So minus 5 times x squared is minus 5x squared. Minus 5 multiplied by positive 2x is minus 10x. And minus 5 multiplied by 1 is minus 5. Okay, I now need to collect all my like terms together. So I've only got one term that's got an x cubed in. So I've got 2x cubed. I've got 2 terms with x squareds in, plus 4x and minus 5x. So that's a minus x squared. I've got 2 terms in with x's. I've got positive 2x minus 10x. So that's minus 8x. And I've got one term with just a single digit in, minus 5. The question asked me to express it in the form ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d, which I have done. I've got a is 2, b is minus 1, c is minus 8, and d is minus 5. Okay, I'm happy with what I've got so far. And I'm also happy that I've answered the question fully. I've expressed it in the right form. Okay, let's look at part B then. So now we're going to use the information that we got from part A, was that f of x was 2x cubed minus x squared minus 8x minus 5. We're going to use this information to help us with our sketching. Okay, let's have a think about what we actually know then about this graph. Well, we know that we've got some roots. The roots of this graph are going to be when f of x equals 0. So we can use the question to help us out here. So we've got this bracket and this repeated bracket here. So if f of x was equal to 0, then we can see that x would be minus 1. That's from this bracket here. And x could also be 5 over 2, which is 2.5 if you prefer. So I'll put 2.5 here if you prefer it that way. Okay, that's going to tell us where the roots are. What else do we know? Well, we know that the function f of x is a positive cubic, so we know roughly that the shape is going to look something like this. The last thing that we need to know is that it passes through the y-axis at minus 5. So we've got roots, which is where it crosses the x-axis. We've got the shape, because we know that, and we also have this bit of information which tells me the y-intercept. Okay, let's have a go at drawing this out then. Okay, so we're going to use this information. I know that the shape, as I said before, was something like this, so we're going to have a repeated root somewhere around here, which I'm going to say is minus 1. So we'll label this up in a second. Let's call that minus 1. 5 over 2, which is 2.5, is going to be on the right hand side. So that's going to be somewhere here. Let's call that 5 over 2. We also know it's going to cross the y-axis at minus 5 down here. So let's just label that on as well. And then we'll have a go at sketching this out. So we know it's positive. We know it's a positive cubic, so it's going to come up. It's just going to touch here. It's going to come down, and it's going to come back up this way through these points. Okay. Now, in terms of the general shape of this curve, it's going to look something like this. We're not overly worried about any of the other information on here. Of course, we can label the x and the y-axis to make it look neater, but as long as we've shown this repeated root at this point, we've shown the y-intercept, and we've shown where the alternative root, or the other root, is on this right hand side here, we're going to get all 3 marks. Okay, so the 3 things that we're interested in are where it crosses the x-axis, the general shape, and the y-intercept. Okay, if you're taking revision card notes, then this is a good thing to write down. The things that I just mentioned before: what's the general shape of the graph going to look like? Is it positive or negative? What are the roots or the x-intercepts? What's the y-intercept? And remember to read the question carefully. And so in terms of sketching, you must make sure that you have this sort of information on there. So if it was a negative x cube, make sure it comes this way. Make sure you identify really clearly what these values are. So here, make sure you've labelled it. We've also got another point here, which is important. Make sure you label that as well. Here, again, you've got a point of intersection of one of the axes. Make sure you label it. And finally, we've also got a point here. Make sure you label that too. So you must show quite clearly what the x and y intercepts are, as well as getting the shape correct as well. For completeness, I would also add on my x and y values up here, and what would be really good for you to get into the hang of, not necessarily in an exam situation, but certainly when you're practicing, call your x-axis, it's got an alternative name, you can also call it y equals 0, and the y-axis you might also want to call x equals 0, just for familiarity with the graphs. Okay, good luck with the rest of the questions, and good luck with your exams. Bye!